Welcome everybody to our Green Acres. I'm so glad you came over to our channel today. And if you are new to my channel, I want to introduce myself. My name is Teresa. Today's video, I'm going to show y'all how we can make a lot of fun and budget-friendly fall decor pieces for our home. Some of these will be thrifted items, some's going to be scrap wood. I'm also going to show you how we can make our own pumpkin stems. I'm going to introduce y'all to a new little Etsy business, and I'm going to show y'all some great printable downloads that you can purchase. You can frame them, or we can make a stackable fall decor piece for your home. So y'all, I hope y'all stay to the end because I'm going to have some bonus footage and show y'all how to make the highly requested chopstick fabric bow. So I hope y'all enjoy the video and get lots of ideas and inspiration for your home. If you haven't joined my Facebook home decor page, I'd love for you to go over and join it, and also go over and follow me on Pinterest and Instagram. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love for you to, and also hit that notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. Thanks so much. Okay, the first project is going to be a really fun one, and if you are someone that has a booth possibly somewhere, or if you want to make a craft to sell, this is going to be a great project for you. These are very easy to make and they look amazing. But my friend Betty Lou over at ePattern My Front Porch, she has an Etsy shop. She reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in her printable downloads and make some of her little stackable blocks, and I told her absolutely. There were so many to choose from. So I'm going to link all of her information down below, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about her products and also a little bit about her little Etsy shop. The first project of hers I'm going to show you how to make is some stackable blocks. Now these can be used for so many things. You can put these on tier trays, you can put these on your open shelving, you can just put these anywhere where you have your fall decor. You want to go out to her shop, you want to pick out the printable download that you want, and you'll get 3 graphics on a sheet. You're going to have a small one, a large one, and a medium size. So basically we're going to cut 3 blocks of wood out of a 2x4, and they're all going to be 3 1/4 inches wide. Now large block, we're going to take it about 8 inches long. The medium block, we're going to cut it 6 inches long, and the small one's going to be 4 inches. So being it's just showing you here, now you do not have to overlap your wood on the end. You can make your graphic to fit your piece of wood right to size, so it'll fit just right over it, because that is the lovely part of these images. She has designed these so well that the graphics on them, she has like got aged wood around some of the edges to where it looks like, you know, it's wood. So if you don't want to have any, you know, kind of wood showing on the front of your block, you don't have to. Your graphic will cover it up, and it's going to look really good, and you'll just have to stain or paint the sides and the backs of your block. That's the great part about these. Now I'm going to do mine a little bit different than her instructions, and that's the thing. When you go out and you download her printables or you purchase from her, she sends you an instruction sheet, which makes it so easy to follow it step by step. Now she said if you use an inkjet printer to print them off, you could have some bleeding if you use Mod Podge. So, and there's a few ways that she's got in the instructions to avoid that. And I've also always heard that you can spray your graphic with hairspray, and that will avoid bleeding. But I'm going to show you today in my video when I make them what I do to avoid that, because I have an inkjet printer. So here's my blocks. Ben went out and he got them all cut for me, super easy, and he actually cut me 3 sets, and I'm going to show you a set that I'm going to make out of some pallet wood, so stay tuned for those. So here I am. I'm just going over these with a little bit of watered down antiquing wax, and I'm just going to go over each one and give each one, you know, just a little stain so they'll have like a wood color base. Now one set I'm going to leave like this, and the other set I'm going to apply some candle wax to it and some white linen chalk paint, and I'm going to just give them more of a distressed look, and then I'm going to add my graphics. Now once I got them all stained, and like I told you, I'm going to leave these brown, and I'm going to use, instead of using Mod Podge, and you can use Mod Podge, and Betty Lou, she uses Mod Podge when she makes hers. but I'm going to use my spray adhesive. Y'all know I love the Gorilla Spray glue, and I use Elmer's. So that's what I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go around and cut out the graphics that I got from her. And I absolutely love these. Y'all, she has so many to choose from, and she has all seasons too. She's even got some really neat ones for Christmas. So I can't wait to go out and shop her Etsy shop again at Christmas time and make some more of these. This was a really fun project because she's got it laid out so easy that it's really easy to make these, and you can even get your boards cut. If you're not able to cut them at home, you could also go to Lowe's, give them the measurements, and they can cut these probably for you really easy. So I've got my images cut out, and this is what they're going to look like once I get them applied to my boards. Now this one I'm going to paint white because I'm just going to show y'all a couple of different variations of how you can do them. And like I told you, the great thing about her graphics is you don't have to do a lot of painting or staining if you don't want to. I'm just the kind, if I were to sell these, I would just want to make sure they're all painted, especially on the back, and I even painted the bottoms, which if they're setting up, you're really not going to see the bottoms, but I went on and just painted all of mine, and then I'm going over it with my plastic scraper, and I'm giving it a distressed look, and a lot of this you're not going to see it once the graphic goes on it. Now I'm going over it with a sanding block, and she also has this in the instructions, to go over it with a sanding block and sand down your wood really well, just so it's, smooth and it's not really rough. So now I'm going to cut out, this is my my second graphics that I got, and these I'm also going to make some little tiered tray pieces for you just to show you how you can use these, and you can stack the blocks, you can make some little pieces for your tiered trays. You could also hang these on a wall, you could attach them together, put a little hanger on the back of them, and you could also hang these. There's so many things that you can do with them, and that's another thing that makes these so great, is because there's so many ways that you can display them in your home. Now this is the pallet wood. The bottom one I did not do anything to it. The two medium and the small one, they were a little bit more lighter color, so I went and I stained them with my watered down paint, and then I just kind of went over them with a sanding block. Now I just went outside, I sprayed the backs of the graphics with the Elmer's spray adhesive, then I laid them on my board where I wanted them, and then I just went over them with my hand and I just pressed them down. Now you do not get any bubbling when you use the spray adhesive, and that's what I like about it. But you can always use Mod Podge if you prefer. And also Betty Lou, she recommends that you seal them, and she seals hers with Mod Podge. Since I'm really not using Mod Podge on this project today, and I'm going to try to avoid the bleeding, you could probably, spray them with some spray Mod Podge. That would probably help. Or you could go with the Rust-Oleum matte clear spray, and that way you can have your project sealed up and it'll be protected. Now the next project is also going to be from Betty Lou's shop. She had some of the cutest little graphics, and I'm telling y'all, I could not decide. I had a whole list of things I wanted, but I couldn't pass up these little buffalo check little rubber boots. These were so cute, filled with the sunflowers. So this is an 8x10 image. So I just took a glass that was 8x10 out of a picture frame, and I traced around it, and I left enough on the sides to fit my frame. The frame I'm using was a yard sale find, and it's gonna look so rustic and so cute with these little boots. Now Ben is helping me. We're just getting that same piece of glass to use it for our pattern, and we're going around a piece of Dollar Tree foam board, and we're just going to make a backing, and we're going to glue this printable onto that foam board. Now when I go rustic, I really don't like to put glass in my frame. I just feel like it makes it look more rustic without the glass. And again, I went outside, I used my Elmer spray adhesive, and look what a cute little piece of decor this made. The next project, we're going to transform some little Dollar Tree pumpkins. And I told y'all, I'm having trouble finding little inexpensive pumpkins this year. It's because I love to repurpose them and just do them different every year. Well, I'm just kind of having to go back and just take ones that I've, got in previous years. And the Dollar Tree sold these, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and they come with that little burlap on it. That burlap, you can remove it very easily, and then you've just got that little styrofoam pumpkin. Now I'm taking the sleeve from a top, and it's got a good little textured pattern to it, and you just cut the sleeve, just to the length that you need to go around your pumpkin, and then you're just going to tuck it down into both holes in the top and the bottom. And I'm using a screwdriver just so I can get it down in there and get it secured really tight. Now these pumpkins, once you get them made, and you can just, sky's the limit on this, y'all. You can wrap them with whatever kind of fabric you have. And then I'm going to show you in just a minute how we can make some really cute little stems out of some clay. Now I got this at Hobby Lobby, and the thing I want to point out here is if you do ever make it to a Hobby Lobby, I don't go as much, as a lot of people, because the closest one to my home is like 30 minutes away. But when I do go, I love to shop their little clearance area. And I picked up this little pink velvet little scrap fabric in their clearance area. So don't ever, if you ever go, make sure to go through the little clearance area, because they always have little scrap fabric on sale. Now I'm taking some beans, and I'm just putting it in a bag with some of my pillow filling, and I cut a circle out of my velvet with a pizza pan. And the beans is going to give your little velvet pumpkin a little bit of weight, and it just makes it look a little bit more uniform. Now you'll want to size your filler and your beans to, for your fabric to go around it, and you just kind of have to play with it, just kind of work with it and see if it's going to, work. And if not, then just take some of the filler out of your bag and just keep working it until you get it the right size. Once you get it the right size, then just work your fabric around it, and you just want to gather it around at the top, and then we're just going to tie this off with some twine. Now I've made these little pumpkins in several of my videos this year, and I love making them this way because they're really easy to make, and then you can embellish the tops with whatever kind of stems that you have. Now I'm going to show you how I made these little pumpkin stems. I watched a video on how to make pumpkin stems, and I've watched little pumpkin stem videos for years, but I've never really worked with the clay and made any. But this year I wanted to try my hand at it, so I'm just going to kind of give y'all a little quick, some little quick ideas of how I did mine. But first, you just want to take some air dry clay, and this is linked to my Amazon store, and you can also purchase this. Iron Orchid Designs, they have some clay too. But I'm just going to take a little ball of it, and depending on the size of your pumpkin stem will determine how much clay you want to start out with. Now I was kind of experimenting this day, and I made several pumpkin stems. I made some small ones. I made some that were a little bit more slender, some that were a little bit bigger, some that were a little bit, fatter. So you have to let these dry at least overnight, 24 hours. So you basically just want to warm the ball of clay up in your hand, and then you want to put it on a flat surface, and you just kind of want to roll it around, and you want to get it into a cone shape. You want the bottom to be wider than the top. And once you kind of get it to going in the cone shape, when you get it the length or the size you want it, then we're just going to kind of stand it up on that flat surface, and then you're going to want to just go around the bottom of it and start forming your base. And like on pumpkins, they have a base that just kind of, it kind of sprawls out. So that's kind of how we're going to want to make it. And I just did this with my fingers. You just go around it, and you just start forming it and creating it with your fingers. And it would also depend on, what size pumpkin you have. And you just kind of get a general idea of what size you want before you get started. And then you can just start curving it and shaping it any way you want to. Because, a lot of pumpkin stems, they have a lot of shape and a lot of character to them. And a lot of them are bent, they're crooked, and they're broke. And then I just took a little piece of wire. You could also, take a little paper clip, and untwist it and use it. But you want to go down your pumpkin stem now and give it some lines. You're going to want to make that, little ridges in your pumpkin stem, like, real pumpkin stems have. And then the videos that I've watched say, if you mess this up, or you maybe get, maybe some globs of clay built up, you can also put a little bit of water on your finger, and you can go over it and kind of smooth that area out if you want to, because clay is very forgiving. So like I say, on this day I was experimenting, and I made, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 of these, different shapes and different sizes. Now, after I let my pumpkin stems dry, I let mine dry more than 24 hours because I just didn't get back to them. But 24 hours, they should be dry. Just check them. If not, just let them sit up a little bit longer until they get hardened and they're firm. And that way, they're not going to fall over, and they're good to go. And so this one I thought was really cute, and I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to put it down, and it's going to embellish my little pink velvet pumpkin. Now this is my little shabby chic pumpkin. I'm going to put this little crooked stem on it. Now you can always stain these little stems. You can do them any color you want to. You can even paint them. Now I didn't paint mine because they already kind of look white, so I'm just going to leave them like they are. Now I'm going to embellish the little pumpkins. In this one, I'm going to show y'all another idea. This is not anything new. Lamp finials. And y'all know I love lamp finials. But what a cute little embellishment that makes for the pumpkins. Now I'm just showing you a little scrap fabric. I'm just going to bunch some of that up in the center, tie it off with some twine, and then I'm going to add some little scrapbooking little journal cards, or I don't know what they are. They come in a little scrapbook kit that I purchased at a yard sale, and there's like lots of little embellishments in it. So I'm just going to decorate my pumpkins with those, and I'll show you more of how they look and how I style them in my staging. Now, the next project was a Pinterest-inspired idea. I saw these on Pinterest, and I don't know, I save a lot of things to my camera roll that I want to make, and I had saved these a while back. And it just, one day I go out to the workbench where Ben does a lot of our work, and I do too, but he'd been working, our past couple of videos, we've been making a lot of stuff out of scrap pallet wood, because he does firewood over on his channel at OGA Outdoors, and I'm going to leave a link to his channel down below if you want to go over and subscribe. Send him some support. We would highly appreciate it. But to store his firewood, he sets a lot of it on pallets. So anytime we can get free ones, he brings them home, so we have a supply of pallets. Well, I went out to his workbench that day, and I saw these blocks that already had writing on them and everything. And he said some pallets come with, some pieces of the pallet that have like these stamps on it. Not all pallets do, but some of them that he had did. So I'm like, that is perfect to make those candle holders. So he just, this is the size that they were that he used from the previous project. We didn't do anything to cut them down anymore on the size. We just took these random scrap pieces that he cut off for a previous project, and he is now just drilling some holes in them for us to put the candles in. He used a 1.5 inch drill bit, and as you can see, it was that easy. And we made a set of 3 of these, and then when he got them made, I just brought them in. I'll just go over them with a little bit of coarse sandpaper, go around them really good just to smooth them out and just to make sure they're not splintery and too rough. And look how cute these turned out. I absolutely love these. Now you could stain these if you wanted to, but I just went with the natural color of the pallet wood. Okay, our next project is going to be a thrift flip. I got this little pumpkin last year at the end of the season at a thrift store, and I think I paid maybe 50 cents for it. A lot of times this little thrift store, you get things and they would just bundle and just give you a price. I'm not real sure what I paid for it, but it wasn't a lot. So it's orange. It looks pretty the way it is. If you use those colors in your home, I go with a lot of whites and a lot of neutrals. So I'm going to paint it a couple of layers with linen chalk paint, and then I distressed it with my plastic scraper. Y'all saw me put my candle wax on the base at first, and if you do that, that just helps lift that paint off really good with the plastic scraper. Now these are some little Waverly stencils I just purchased at Walmart, and I'm going to take that little grains number 7. And if y'all watched any of my videos, y'all know I love French sayings, and I love the grains, and I love numbers. So this one is perfect, and it's the perfect size, and I thought it would fit down in that little bowl really well, and just because it needed something. So I'm going over it it with some burnt umber craft paint, and I just go over it, stencil it, and all you do is just pull it off. And so far, I love this little stencil. And that gave that little pumpkin just what it needed. Now, I can just set it up on my open shelving, and it fits right in with my fall decor. The last project is kind of like a little bonus round. I have a lot of requests on how to make the chopstick fabric bows, and I got the inspiration for this off the Totally Dazzled Facebook group, and Natalie over there does a fantastic job of doing Facebook Lives and showing y'all how to make some great little embellishments using their jewelry. So I'm just going to go with the original footage out of my video that I featured these in, and in the original video, and I'll link it below, I showed you also how to dye your fabric. But I'm just going to let the voiceover just do its thing instead of just recreating the wheel. I'm just going to stick this in. So if y'all want to make some of these and embellish some of your fall decor, here it is. So now I'm going to show y'all how to make some Totally Dazzled fabric flowers. And I don't know if y'all follow Totally Dazzled on their Facebook page, but y'all need to. I'm going to link all of Totally Dazzled's information down below. I love Totally Dazzled, and I love Natalie, the owner. But she has Facebook Lives where she does tutorials on making some of the cutest things with the Totally Dazzled jewelry. So, y'all, I'm going to have my affiliate link down below. So, if you want some Totally Dazzled bling, I highly recommend it for your craft projects. I'm going to leave my link down below. So, go out and go shop their website. But she had a little bow maker. She said it wasn't necessary, but you basically just want something to where you can scrunch your 17-inch long, 4-inch wide fabric down in it and scrunch it up. And she had suggested you could use chopsticks. Well, I actually had a pair of chopsticks that were still, bound together out of the wrapper, and you just kind of want to scrunch your fabric down in it. Once you get it scrunched up, you can take it off and you just tie it in the center, really tight in a knot with a piece of twine, and you just fluff it out. These make some of the cutest florals. I'm obsessed with making these, and they're so easy to make, and they look so cute on all of your projects. And I'm going to show you in just a minute of some ways that I'm going to use them to embellish the projects that I made today, and just how cute they are. And we just made this fabric out of leftover paint we had, and like I say, we've saved money. We didn't have to go out and buy more ribbon and more lace, because I have mentioned in my videos before, I don't know if you price fabric and lace and ribbons lately, but it's actually expensive, and you don't get a lot on a spool either. It doesn't go a long way. A lot of times Dollar Tree has a lot of options, but sometimes my Dollar Tree doesn't. So it's nice to know that I can make my own out of fabric. But I'm showing you now, if you don't have the chopsticks or you don't have the little bow maker that Natalie used, I'm just showing you how you can kind of scrunch it up with your fingers, and that's just basically all you have to do. And again, just tie it with some twine or some string, and secure it really tight in the center with some twine. Now, if you watch the Facebook Live when Natalie makes hers, she's going to singe and bond hers around the edge with a little bit of she lights a candle with a candle flame and kind of burns around her edges, just kind of melt them down and give her edges more of a smooth look. I don't suggest that with this type fabric. I tried it. It almost caused a fire. So do not do it on this fabric, because I think this fabric is just very thin, and it just really is just going to flame up, and it wasn't a good experience. So anyway, I don't suggest it with this type fabric for sure. So I'm just going to leave mine raw. With the raw edges and with more of the rustic look. I'm okay with that. I do go around and I'm going to trim up the edges, if I have some loose strings, and then you can also cut your twine off. If you want to leave the twine on there, just add a little bit more of a rustic look to it, by all means you can do that. Now I just went with a little smaller of a strip of fabric, and I made a little smaller one, and I'm going to layer them. And then you want to embellish them, and this is the fun part. Get out your Totally Dazzled bling, all your little jewelry, and this is the hard part, is deciding which one you want to put in the center, because they're all beautiful. So I'm gonna go with a couple, and then I'm just gonna use some hot glue, attach them, and we've got some very pretty and I feel like unique embellishments for our projects. Hey y'all, now's the fun part. I'm just going to let y'all sit back and see how I style and stage everything that I just made and show you just how well all these pieces can complement each other. And I also want to point out throughout the staging, I'll tell you where I got a few things. So if you're interested in getting these products, you can. This garland, this little burlap and buffalo check garland, I purchased this at Hobby Lobby. Their fall decor right now is 40% off, and I could not make this garland for the price that I paid for it. I want to say it was less than $10. So I just want to point that out if you're interested in the little wheat looking little bunny tails and fluffy things that I have. Those also come from Hobby Lobby. And I hope y'all will go out, check out Betty Lou's Etsy shop. Y'all, I'm not kidding when I say these little wood stacks were so much fun to make and they were so easy. I can't wait to make more, and she has so many different printable downloads to choose from. So make sure to go over and check out her Etsy shop, and I'm going to have her link down below. The little velvet pumpkins, those are also from Hobby Lobby. I thought those were so cute, and I cannot make them that little. So I went on and purchased those. And also, if y'all are interested in making this solo wood flower pumpkin, that was in my previous video, and I'm going to leave a link down below, and also my affiliate link to Solo Wood Flowers. Okay, y'all, it is getting towards the end of the video again. I can't believe it. It seems like time goes by so fast. I know we have a lot of things going on in this video today, but I'm just cranking out the content as fast as I can. I hope y'all subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because next week I've already got a bunch of projects already made up. I wanted to put them in this video, but this one was already running so long, so I'm going to split them up. But I've got lots of more ideas and decorative pieces that you can make for your home for fall. And remember, we always go budget friendly. I love to give y'all ideas and inspiration as much as I can, and introduce y'all to new products, new businesses, whatever I can, whatever I come across and I feel like is a fun thing for you. I love to pass it along. So as always, y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I plan to see y'all in my next weekend. And I also want to say, remember, a lot of the projects that I work on and you see in my videos, I take them to Stevens Antiques in Rogersville, Alabama. His information will be in my description box. So if you're interested in any of these items, you would like to purchase them, he also offers shipping. So contact him and he'll be happy to help you. Love y'all, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.